Chapter 9. The Imperial Hall was silent, save for the rhythmic tick, tick, tick of my creation. I was Lin Xu, the mad fool, standing before the Emperor, the Empress, the entire court, and, most importantly, Prince Jing, who sat stiffly, his kinetic orthosis a visible matte bronze assertion of my competence. Su Jin stood to my left, shimmering in a lavender robe, looking like a victorious prophet. He had just presented his bridge model. It was so delicate and perfect that the Emperor had sighed, calling it a poem of stone.
Behold, the jade bridge, crafted with precision and grace.
And now, Artisan Lin, the Emperor said, leaning forward, show us the heaven that runs on your hands. I walked forward and unveiled the celestial harmony sphere. It was a complex orrery of brass and silver, 4 feet wide. The model of the heavens, Your Majesty, I said. Every planet in perfect orbital synchronization. This model does not predict the future. It guarantees the present. I inserted the winding key and released the escapement. The machine hummed to life.
Behold, the celestial orrery awakens.
The sphere's alive!
The silver moon began to orbit the jade earth. The gold sun rotated. The court gasped, mesmerized by the hypnotic, perfect motion. I glanced at Su Jin.
1.
He was counting.
2.
His smile was a cold,
3.
exquisite flower of
4.
malice, wilting only slightly when he saw that the machine was running flawlessly. He knew the specific time the gear was designed to fail. 1 minute 45 seconds. The hum grew louder. 2 minutes. Su Jin lowered his fan. He licked his lips. 2 minutes 10 seconds. His chest hitched with anticipation. 2 minutes 15 seconds. Crack! The sound was sharp and terrible. The main torque gear snapped at the compromised tooth. The beautiful, synchronized movements of the orrery seized violently. The moon jerked to a stop. It breaks, Su Jin shrieked, exactly as I had predicted. His terror quickly turned to triumphant glee. Guards, protect His Majesty! The device has shattered! Lin Xu's crude work has failed! The guards surged forward. The Emperor flinched. Prince Jing's hand flew to the hilt of his sword, but his eyes were not on the guards. They were locked on me. Wait, I commanded, my voice cutting through the panic with the sheer, unassailable confidence of a mechanic who had anticipated every outcome. The machine did not explode. Instead, as the main movement ceased, the kinetic shock triggered 2 secondary functions I had built deep within the mechanism. Whir, clack! The central cylinder of the orrery suddenly split open. A small mechanical arm, articulated like a tiny brass human hand, shot out. It held a small diamond-tipped file, the very one Su Jin had used. The
What's
arm
happening?
then retracted,
I don't know.
and
Something's
a second
terribly
compartment
wrong.
opened.
Who banged
A small,
out?
thin
We must find
copper
out.
plate slid out, its surface scratched by the seismic tension recorder. What is the meaning of this charade, Lin Xu? Su Jin hissed, his face draining of color. The meaning, Lord Su, is forensic mechanics, I replied, grabbing the copper plate. I presented it to the Emperor. Your Majesty, this scratch pattern is a direct recording of the force applied to the main torque gear at the moment of failure. It details the precise time, 2 minutes 15 seconds, and the point load application that caused the gear to snap. I then presented the brass arm holding the file. The mechanism that caused the failure was this. Su Jin sputtered, but before he could speak, I continued, my voice gaining volume. I built a trap, Your Highness. I had already compromised the gear, anticipating sabotage. The force required to snap the gear at that precise moment was minimal. Lord Su, in his attempt to guarantee the failure, simply applied that final necessary force. I then walked to Su Jin's lavender robe. I ignored his protests, reaching into his pocket and pulling out the small box of extra brass filings I had planted the night before. Furthermore, any craftsman who files down brass wears a certain kind of dust. I found these in Su Jin's pocket during my inspection this morning. They match the material from the gear's broken tooth perfectly. The court was a frozen tableau of shock. He tried to turn a beautiful machine into a tragedy, I concluded, looking directly at Prince Jing. He simply turned his tragedy into a truth-telling machine. Prince Jing finally moved. He walked down the steps, his new brace moving silently, smoothing his gait. He didn't look at the gear, the plate, or the file. He walked straight to Su Jin.
I command you, arrest this fraud immediately!
General Wei, he commanded, his voice cold and absolute. Arrest Su Jin for high treason and vandalism of Imperial property. Confiscate all his assets. The White Lotus is a weed.
I am innocent. I am being framed by the mad fool. Silence, Su
Su Jin collapsed, weeping pathetic denials. The prince turned back to the emperor. The winner of the final round is Lin Xu. His machine works even when broken. He has demonstrated that competence is its own defense. Then he looked at me. The icy control on his face softened, replaced by a look that was part exhaustion, part admiration. Lin Xu, he said quietly, come, you need to clean the grease from your clothes, and I need a drink. It was a cold, mechanical acceptance. I had won the competition, the emperor's favor, and the prince's trust. But the true reward was the quiet approval in the eyes of the Cold Regent.